Hi critters, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this week's video, I'm giving up all creative decisions and I'm letting a randomizer app design a pair of ears for us to make. Animal type, the color, and the aesthetic we're gonna put through a randomizer app and it's gonna tell us what we're making. Personally, I think this is gonna be a disaster. Some colors just don't go with some aesthetics, so I guess we'll see how it goes. We will make it work somehow. Hopefully. Maybe. Okay, let's hop right in. Before we do anything, I just want to let you know that I do have a fan going on in the background because it is so excruciatingly hot in my house right now. I need some air on me. I apologize in advance if you can hear it. Hopefully you can't, and if you can't, I'll just edit this part out. But if you can, I'm sorry. I don't have a microphone yet, but I'm looking to invest in one once I'm able to. Now I'm actually ready to get started. Before we can decide on anything, we have to know what animal type we're creating. The options I have are cat, dog, fox, wolf, and bat. I chose these ones because they're pretty easy to work with. They are my basic animal types, and well, I do carry other types like bears and bunnies and a whole bunch of other ones. These ones are my basic shapes and they're the ones I'm most comfortable working with, so that's why I chose these. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Okay, it looks like we're making some bat ears. I don't make a lot of bat ears, so that's kind of exciting. We know we're making bat ears now, so we get to roll for 4 different colors. We're gonna do one for each front and one for each back, and I am allowing doubles. Not that I think we're gonna get very many because there's a lot of colors on this list. The first one we're rolling for is gonna be the front left. The front left is gonna be pink. Now we're rolling for the front right. Front right is going to be beige. Now we're rolling for the back left. Back left is going to be orange. And now we are doing the back right. Back right is also going to be beige. Okay, so we have 2 beiges, a pink, and an orange. I promise I did not set that up. I am a firm believer that you go with what you roll, and if I wasn't, I wouldn't be doing bats. I'll be so real with you. Now we're rolling for our aesthetic. Okay, our aesthetic is kidcore. So we've got pink, orange, 2 beige, bats, kidcore. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with that? If you don't know what kidcore is, it's sort of like a busy, colorful, early 2000s childhood aesthetic, kind of a nostalgic feeling. I associate it with like liminal space and the sort of comfortable discomfort of old playgrounds and bright colors and rainbows and toys and those kinds of things. So I'm gonna, I think, go with a lot of like rainbowy, colorful decor for them. I'm gonna go through all of my supplies. I'm gonna make some decisions on what I am going to use. I'm gonna grab our fur and I will be right back. So I have all of these things that are kind of the aesthetic of kidcore. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. I am very much a hoarder when it comes to little trinkets to put on ears. So I have these. These are all little rainbowy stars. These are just a bunch of little random character faces, some little rainbowy hoops, little rainbowy stars. This one I have for these, they're hoop rings, a whole bunch of animal paws in a bunch of different colors. This one is all my strawberry themed things. Some clips, because some of these things I may attach with clips. And then I have these 3 little containers. This one is just a bunch of little rainbowy doodads. This one is a bunch of little like fake candies and cakes and stuff. And then this one is just a bunch of little like gummy things with some gummy bears, some little gumdrops, little clouds. So just a whole bunch of different things. I've got these 2 containers. One has little controllers and one has little candy hearts. I have a bag of random things, a bunch of gems, because you know we're gonna cover this thing in gems, my pattern, and my fur. I don't know what of this stuff I'm planning on using, but I have it all out, and once the ears are made and cut and ready to be decorated, I'm gonna toss some stuff on it and we'll see how it looks, and if I like it, I'll glue it on, and if I don't, I won't. Like every time I make ears, this is the inside. It is a piece of foam with wire around the outside and it is taped down. I'm not going to show the full process of me doing this. I have already done one. I'll show me doing the other one. This pattern that I'm using is from this creator on Etsy. I now make my own patterns, but when I was just getting started learning how to make ears, I bought all of my patterns from this one creator, so I highly recommend them. They're also incredibly nice. So the foam and wire piece I have already cut out in foam. I have measured my wire and I am just taping it right to the foam, just like I did with this one. I almost didn't film a video this week because I'm getting ready for an event and I've been very, very busy. Somebody commented that I should upload more and I was like, well, I upload every Sunday, and it really gave me the motivation to film this week and to get a video out, because it's nice knowing that there are people out there who actually want to view my content. So I'm really grateful for that person's comment. They really gave me the motivation that I needed to sit down and record a video for this week. Both sides are done and wired, and now I'm getting ready to go cut the fur. Just like I do in all my other videos, I'm gonna trace them onto the fur, making sure that the arrows are pointed in the direction that the fur goes. Now I'm gonna use an X-Acto knife and I am going to cut out my pieces. Those are our beige pieces. I'm glad we got pink for the front because pink is a very kidcore color. Oh, big stretch. Oh, so big stretchy. Oh, sweet boy. It's time for a smooch break. Our last piece is gonna be orange. Last piece. Now we're gonna organize all of our pieces together like this. We have our 2 for this side and we have our 2 for this side. Now we're gonna glue these down, and as always we are going to glue our fronts first because we glue the whole front down, where the backs we only glue around the edges. Now we're gonna go into our seam and we're gonna put a large amount of glue throughout it, like that, and we're gonna press the seam together and press it upwards towards the seam, and that's gonna give us our nice edge. The other side is done. So we have 1 beige, 1 pink and orange. I'm just gonna clean up my front edges only. Once the fur is cut, we will clean up our back edges. I did cut the wire foam piece a little bit larger than I think is intended. So the wire is pretty close to the seam. I wanna be very careful about that. Now I'm just gonna brush our fur, and I'm gonna divide up the fur into the places where it is supposed to be cut. So I'm going to separate the front like this, and the bottom like this, and then this triangular area here in the center we're going to remove with our clippers, and I'm going to do that on both ears. both of our ears, the fur is cut. I am gonna go and I'm gonna clean up our edge, and then once that's done, I probably will have to whip out the clippers a little bit longer just to clean up the edges, but we will see. I'm also going to cut this pink fur to be the same length as the rest of the fur because it is much longer than necessary. So just like I do in most of my videos, I'm gonna brush the fur outwards like that. I'm gonna trim it down. And then when you brush it back down, it won't be all choppy. However, I do have access to thinning shears, so I will be using the thinning shears to thin out the front of the fur a little bit, just so that it creates a really nice kind of natural look. We're done cutting our ears, shaving them out, cleaning them up, and now we are gonna do some color with the airbrush. I'm thinking for this side, I'm gonna do, because the back is orange, I'm gonna do a little bit of orange on the outside rim, and then a little bit of ombre orange here in the front, maybe a little bit of a darker pink on the inside of the pink to just create some realism. And then with this one, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of pink on the inside like an actual animal's ear, and then a slightly darker beige to do around the rim and right here in the front, and maybe a little here in the back, just to keep them even with the design of the other ears. Our ears are painted. I decided to go with a little bit of orange on the inside of this one, and I love the way that the color turned out on them. I'm gonna set them aside and let them dry for a few minutes, and I'm gonna get the headband prepared while these dry. Like always, I have my headband, and then I have 4 zip ties, and then the zip ties are gonna go right to the headband, and I use pliers to make sure that I get them nice and tight so they don't move. And now I am gonna slide the zip ties into the back of the ears. Just like that. Now using my glue gun, I'm gonna pack lots of glue around where the zip ties are, and I'm gonna avoid the headband as much as I can. I'm gonna let one side set for a few minutes, and I'm gonna start going through some of the decor that I have. I do have this ribbon, it's polka dots, and it's super, super cute, and I think I'm gonna use this to make some bows. Got our 2 bows, and they're polka dot, and they're so cute. Okay, so the ear is set pretty well. Now I'm gonna glue the other ear on. Glue around the zip ties. And I'm gonna set those down, and I'm just gonna let the glue dry. So I'm a big fan of rainbows, if you didn't notice. And I think that I'm gonna try to incorporate some rainbows and some little candies and a whole bunch of random stuff into this. I love these little jelly beans, so I think I'm gonna take a few of these out. I like these little candies. A little guy like that would be really cute. I'll set that aside. Stars I'll take out. And I do want them to be like kind of busy, so I don't mind having too much like little random things. And this little unicorn is so cute. This is cute. It has little sparkles on it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. For the backs of our bows, I'm gonna use these green clips. So I've got this little rainbow of rings that I'm gonna put down one of the sides of them. I'm gonna decorate the rest of them however I think I see fit. I'm gonna bend the ears in so that they're more realistic. That's the point of the wire. So far they look so cute, but they're not giving kidcore yet. We're really gonna be relying on the decor for that. I'm gonna put my bows on first so I can make sure that it's not gonna be covered up by the bows. Those are the bows all ready. We're getting a little bit closer to the goal. So we've got our little rainbow on the side there. The rest of this stuff, I think I just kind of want to glue it on in random spots so that it looks like a toy box threw up on it. We've got our little jelly beans. What if I put him on a clip and I stuck the clip to the side? Okay, I'm sold on that. That is cute. I want this little unicorn somewhere, maybe hanging off of the bow. The little horse is on there, the little unicorn. Jelly beans, a jelly beans, a star, another star. This little candy is cute. Maybe I'll put that in the front and I'll get another one for the other side. If I could find that little rainbow, I would have put the little rainbow on this one, but I couldn't find it. I did search everywhere for it. If I do find it, I'll post about it on Instagram. You know what would be cute too? Some bells. These bells are actually from Christmas, but there are some non-Christmassy colors in here, like the purple and blue. So I think I'm gonna do a blue on one side and a purple on the other side. I think I'm gonna start just gluing stuff onto the ears and praying and hoping for the best. I do believe that I'm done. I don't think I can add much more to these ears, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Wow! They are certainly something. I think that's all for this week's video. Thank you so much for joining me for another challenge and another project. I will see you again next week. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things because it really helps grow my channel and it helps me stay motivated to make more content for you guys. And while you're at it, feel free to check out my Instagram and my Etsy where I sell all of the ears that I make except for the ones that don't turn out in these videos. These ones might be up. I am not sure. I actually am so happy with the way that they turned out. I even jingle. They're so cute. Like I said at the beginning that I thought this was gonna be a disaster. It was not a disaster. They turned out amazing. While you are doing all of the things, feel free to check out my Instagram where I have a plethora of animal ears in my coloring highlights. If you color those in, send them to me in my DM. There's a very good possibility that I could make them for a future video because I want to start a series where I create ears based off of your drawings. Okay, that's everything for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!